Yeah, today it is. So, okay. So, how is everybody feeling today?
Good, good.
Good. Any requests today?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want. Any concerns? Nothing going on? Okay, good. So, today I was trying to find a class to kind of go with Thanksgiving, one for gratitude, and just kind of researching things and trying to figure it out. And I came across the Hansi Mudra. It's the gesture of the inner smile. So that's where we're headed today. And coincidentally, as I was researching this morning, I always drink yogi tea. I drink a lot of tea. And they have the little sayings on the tea bags. And mine said this morning, smiling is the most basic kind of peace work. So I said, how ironic is that I'm planning a class on your inner smile, and then I also got my tea bag. So the mudra that goes with this is the Hansi Mudra, and it's pretty simple. You would take your middle three fingers and just bring them in towards the thumb, and the pinky extends outward. And then that would just be held on top of your lap with the back of the palms on the thighs. So it looks like everybody has it. So when we come to that part of the practice, I'll guide you through it again. And this mudra helps to reveal our inner positive qualities. So we're going for our positive place today. Releases tension from the jaw. It kind of concentrates on the neck and the head and the throat area. And it enhances immunity. So those three things is what this does. And we'll do the guided meditation at the end, when we come to the end. So we'll get started in our seated mountain pose. If you're able, if you need to lean back against the chair, you certainly can lean back. If you're able to come forward a bit, you can, and just check in with yourself that your feet are in line with your hips here. Your knees are in line with your ankles. And just beginning to feel your feet rooting down into the floor beneath you. Maybe softening the gaze down on the floor in front of you. Maybe closing your eyes entirely if that feels okay today. And we can bring those shoulders forward up towards our ears. They wash back and down. So we lengthen up through the spine and the crown of the head. And beginning to bring your awareness to your physical body. And noticing if any areas might be calling to your attention today. Areas that might be a little tight, maybe a little stiff or achiness going on. And just taking a moment to notice. Not having any expectations, noticing with kindness. And if you find yourself dealing with some challenges today, just honoring these challenges throughout the practice. Using this practice as an opportunity to explore at a level that feels good for you. And now bringing your awareness one layer deeper to your breath, without changing anything just yet. Just noticing the natural rhythm of your inhales and your exhales. Noticing whether your breath is deep or shallow. Is your breath coming from your belly or your ribs? And maybe noticing the length of your inhales as they compare to the length of your exhales. Just taking a moment to notice your breath. And now inviting you to bring your awareness even one layer deeper to your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. And noticing anything at all that might be going on for you today in this area. And just acknowledging these thoughts and feelings, trying not to engage with them if you can. And just letting them pass on by, just like the clouds in the sky. And if you can, begin to quiet the mind as we settle in for the practice, just letting go of all those things that you think you need to do today. Quieting down the chatter. And as the mind begins to settle in and quiet, I'd invite you to take a moment to set an intention or a dedication for your practice today. Maybe to a specific person, maybe a specific cause, maybe the simple intention of finding that smile within yourself today and every day. Taking a moment to set any intention that might be resonating with you today. And now, if your palms are face down, I'd invite you to face them up towards the sky, coming to take the Hansi Mudra, the gesture of the inner smile, and that would be to curl in the first 3 fingers towards the tip of the thumb, touching all those fingers together, and then the pinky extends out, and the backs of the palms rest softly on top of the thighs. And now beginning to bring your awareness back to your breath, beginning to inhale and exhale out of the nose, in and out of the nose. And beginning to expand the breath a little bit over time, just lengthening the inhales and the exhales. Noticing if your awareness is drawn to any particular area of the body. And if it's not there already, I'd invite you to direct your awareness and your breath to that upper torso region, the heart region, and the throat region, and all the way up into your head space as you inhale. And as you exhale, just releasing all this energy from the head space, down the throat, into the chest. Inhales are washing up your heart space and collarbones into your throat, swirling around in the head. And the exhales swirl around as you empty out from the head, through the throat, and through that upper torso region. And just a few breath cycles here. And at the end of your next exhale, you can release the mudra, returning to the natural rhythm of your breath, and just tuning in to any and all sensations, whether it be your physical body, your breath, and where your thoughts and emotions might be at. And I'd invite you to soften your eyes open if they were closed. We'll take our right arm out to shoulder height. We'll do some rotations of our shoulder. On our next inhale, we'll rotate that palm up towards the sky, thumb towards the back wall. And as we exhale, we'll rotate that thumb and palm forward and then down towards the earth. Inhale to open up your heart space, that shoulder blade plugs into the upper back. And the exhale, that shoulder blade releases off the upper back. One more rotation. Next inhale brings the palm towards the sky. And then we'll bend at that elbow, taking our palm to cup the top of that left shoulder. We'll give it a nice squeeze there. And then move it in a little bit to continue massaging the top of the shoulder and continue moving it in. Coming to the base of the neck and then starting to cup the base of the neck. And then working your way up the neck until you come right to that space behind the ear. Just giving yourself a little self-care here. And then we'll bring that right palm down to our thigh. We'll extend that left arm out to shoulder height. On an inhale, we'll rotate that palm up towards the sky, thumb towards the back wall. And as we exhale, we'll rotate that palm and thumb back down around towards the wall behind us. Inhale opens up our heart space. Exhale peels that shoulder blade off the upper back. One more time. Next inhale brings that palm to face the sky. As you exhale, we'll sweep that arm across. And the palm comes to the top of that right shoulder and just begin to softly give nice squeezes, a little massage as you work your way up the shoulder all the way to the base of the neck, maybe lingering in areas that might feel a little tense, a little tight, and then working your way up the side of the neck, nice and slow. And then we'll come to bring that left palm down to our thigh. We'll do some rotations of both arms, so we'll extend both arms out to shoulder height, taking a nice big inhale to open up that heart space, squeeze those shoulders together. Exhale rotates those palms towards the floor and then all the way around. 2 more times. We'll inhale those palms skyward, and then we'll rotate them towards the floor, the thumbs towards the floor. We'll bend at the elbows and interlace the palms behind your back. And you're welcome to stay here if this feels okay for you, opening up your heart space, maybe squeezing those shoulders together. If it feels okay to extend those arms, a little hard on the chair, the back of the chair is here. Extend those arms straight down if you can. Just opening up your heart space, maybe opening up your throat space a little bit. Gaze comes towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. And we'll take a full breath cycle here. A nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Next inhale, we'll unclasp those arms, reach those fingertips skyward. And the exhale brings hands to heart center. Inhale presses those palms straight up to the sky. Exhale parts those arms nice and big. Inhale reaches fingertips skyward. Exhale hands to heart center. One more time. This time we'll come into a forward fold. We'll inhale those palms skyward. As we exhale, we'll part the arms at the hip crease, maybe coming forward, holding onto the back of our chair for support if we need to. If you're feeling okay today, you can slide those palms down the shins towards the floor, and the head can be heavy here. We'll take a full breath cycle here, a nice big inhale, and a nice big exhale. Next inhale, we'll come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, a nice flat back. And on the exhale, we'll fold. Inhale comes halfway up. And the exhale folds. One more time. And exhale, fold to Uttanasana. Inhale, presses through the feet, the arms circle wide and reach skyward. Exhale, brings hands to heart center. We'll bring our right thumb out in front of us, kind of like our Fonzie here. And we're going to just do a little exercise for the eye before we come into our twist. So starting to gaze right at that thumb, and then taking your gaze to your nose, and then to the thumb, and then back to your nose. And just doing a few rounds, and maybe holding in each direction. And let's do one more. And then we'll keep the gaze on that thumb and we'll do our twists that we've been doing. We'll inhale to sit up nice and tall. And as we exhale, we'll start to twist to the right, opening that pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. And then inhaling to come back in the opposite direction. So it's a little hand-eye coordination here. And then taking that twist again on your exhale. Inhale brings us back to center. And we'll do this one more time. And all meeting back to center. And then placing that right palm down on the thigh. We'll extend the left arm out in front of us with the thumb facing up. And we'll do that same eye exercise here. So we'll start by just staring at the thumb and then bring the gaze to the tip of the nose. And staring at that thumb and then back to the tip of the nose. So we're just working those eye muscles a little bit differently than we usually do during the day. Let's do one more set. All meeting back to look at our thumbs. And then we'll start with a nice big inhale here, lengthening that spine. And as we exhale, we'll twist towards the left and then doing one finger at a time, top to bottom. And then inhale brings that pinky, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger back to center. And exhale. And last time. And once you've completed that, we can bring the palm down towards the thigh again. And we'll start to work on our necks here. We'll inhale to sit up nice and tall. And on an exhale, the gaze comes to the right. Inhale comes to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, head turns right. Inhale to center. And exhale, head turns left. Inhale comes back to center. Exhale drops the chin down towards the chest. Softening the shoulders down away from the ears. We'll take a full breath cycle into the back body. Nice big inhale into those shoulders. And exhale to release the stress and tension. Next inhale, the chin traces the collarbone right over towards that right shoulder. And the exhale brings it back to center. Inhale traces left collarbone towards left shoulder. And the exhale brings it to center. One more time from side to side. And all meeting back at center, the chin is down towards the chest. Taking our palms and bringing those fingertips really softly behind the head, the base of the skull here, a little bit behind the ears. It's a very soft touch here. On your next inhale, we'll raise that nose and chin skyward any amount, being very mindful of your neck. And on the exhale, we'll lower that chin back down. Inhale, raises nose and chin skyward, opening up our throat space. Exhale, brings it back down. And one more time. The next inhale will bring that head back to neutral. You can release your palms down towards your thighs, and we'll roll out our shoulders by bringing them forward, up towards our ears, and they'll wash back and down. We'll just do a few rotations in this direction, nice and slow, nice and intentional. Listening to your body today, getting what you need. And let's do two more in this rotation direction. And once you've completed your two rotations, we'll begin to bring those shoulders forward, up to the ears, and they'll wash back and down. Oh, no, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, right.
We'll go the other way. We'll bring them up to our ears, forward, towards the floor, and then they'll go towards the back wall. So just a few rotations in this direction. Let's do two more in this direction. And once you've completed those two rotations, once again, bringing those shoulders up to the ears, they'll wash back and down. We'll come to bring those fingertips softly behind our head one more time. And this time we'll do our head rest push. So we're going to create some resistance. So we're going to press our palms into the back of our head as much as we're pressing our head into those fingertips. And you're creating some strength in your neck muscles here. You're also activating your shoulder muscles, your arm muscles. I feel my muscles on the sides of my torso working here. And let's take one more full breath cycle right here. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. And to the exhale, release as though hands, shake them out. Let's shake them up towards the sky, towards our thighs, and maybe down towards our shins a little bit, up to the sky again, and one more time up and down. And then we'll come back to our seated mountain pose. And this is a new one. I don't think we've done this before. Since we're doing some eye movement today, we're concentrating on this area. So we'll start with our hands, like our fists, kind of like here, which is good. And it's similar to, I remember that movie Staying Alive, or that song Staying Alive, the disco dance with John Travolta, dating myself. So we'll start by inhaling to open up into that nice little dance. We'll look at our pointer finger up, and then we'll look, and then we'll look at the pointer finger down. And we'll look up again, and we'll look down again. And then we'll come back to center, and we'll do it the opposite way. So we'll look up and down, and come back to center, and we'll do this again on each side. Back to center, and then again. And then back to center, and shake things out. And then I figured today, we haven't done this in a while either, our swim strokes to bring some smiles to your face, thinking about summer. I know Nada loves the pool, yeah. So we'll wake up our shoulders, we'll do some swim strokes. So we'll start with our front stroke, and you can also follow with your eyesight too here. So we'll start by bringing those palms forward, just like we're doing our freestyle swim here. Imagine you're in the pool, Nada.
Yes.
Imagine it's summer. You're in the Caribbean.
Ooh.
Somewhere nice.
I just came back.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
And then we'll come to stillness and we'll do our backstroke. So we'll start to bring the arm back behind us and then the other arm. Just increasing our range of motion here. Getting the fluid moving into the shoulder joints. And let's do one more from side to side. Coming to stillness, how about we start with some breaststroke here. So we can start with our hands at heart center, and we'll inhale to open and push that water away and come back to center and push that water away. Opening up that heart space. Getting a nice workout here. Let's do 2 more. And coming back to center, we have one more, which is, I never liked this as a kid, the butterfly stroke. My sister was really good at this. She was strong. I was not good at it. So the butterfly would kind of look like bringing everything forward, rounding that back and coming up like that. And we'll do a few more. Was anyone good at butterfly? No, I wasn't. And let's do 2 more. And then shake things out if you need to. Should feel looser. We'll come into our wide leg shape right from here. So just opening our legs wide. Checking in that your knees are in line with your ankles and your toes are in line with your knees here. And we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow to start. So on your inhale, we can slide those palms towards our hip crease as we open up our heart space, arching the back. And as we exhale, we'll round that back and the gaze comes towards the navel. Inhales are opening up our front body, and the exhales are opening up that back body. Just a few rounds at the pace of your breath. Maybe the inhale is opening up your throat space a little bit more than usual. Being mindful of your neck, of course. Just noticing your spine today, your low back and hips and shoulders. Noticing if any areas might be calling to your attention today. And the next time you come into your rounded back cat shape, we'll just be there and we'll soften those shoulders down away from the ears. We'll take a full breath cycle into the back body. A nice big inhale into those shoulders. And exhale releases any stress or tension. Inhale brings us back to that neutral spine. We'll flip those palms up towards the sky from here and we'll do some side bends. We'll inhale to sit up nice and tall. And as we exhale, that right arm sweeps up and over for a side bend to the left. Inhale comes back to center. Exhale sweeps up and over. Inhale back to center. And just continuing at the pace of your breath, getting a nice stretch in the side body here. Reaching in both directions. And one more round from side to side. And all meeting back at center. And then we'll come back to our seated mountain pose. We'll come to do our breath of joy again. I think most have you all done that with me. I know you're new today. So it's a 3-part inhale through the nose and 1 part exhale out of the mouth. And there's arm movement with it. So it looks like this. It would be so So I'll start and you can join in. If at any point you feel dizzy or it's not working for you, just take a rest. You can always just do the arms and not bend down if you're feeling dizzy. So I'll start, you can join in, and then when I see, I'll let you know when we come to the last three. One of my teachers always says, when everyone's smiling, we can stop, so.
So you breathe in.
3 breaths in through the nose, and then, so it's out of the mouth, your last one. So I'll start, you can join in with me. So it's and you can go at your pace. We'll end all seated with the arms dangling and the eyes closed. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Smile. And all sitting up nice and straight. Arms are dangling by our sides. And just notice any and all sensations. Notice your breath might be a little faster. Your heart might be beating a little faster. Just tuning in. And then softening the eyes open, we'll come to open our eyes. And from here, we'll come to do opposites, starting with cactus arm. And this is new too, we haven't done this before. So we have a lot of new things today. So we're gonna start in our cactus arms. Lucy's laughing.
I'm laughing to do something new with the video. Great.
So we'll start with cactus arms, and first we'll start to touch the opposite shoulder. So that's pretty tame, right? Pretty easy. And just do a few of these. And then we'll switch it up to touch the opposite thigh. Using my little coordination, brain and body coordination. And then our last piece of this will be opposite knee. And then we're going to put it all together and see how we do. So take a rest with the shoulders. So we'll start in our cactus arms, right? And we'll start with our shoulders, then our thighs, and then our knees. So we'll start here. Let's start with an inhale. That's always nice to start with an inhale. And then tap, 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 lift, lift. Good. Tap, tap, oops. Lift, lift, tap, tap, thigh, thigh, lift, lift. Good. At least we're
I feel
laughing.
like we're learning a line dance when we're sitting down.
We're
We
doing.
can't even do one, never mind two.
Take a rest and we'll try it again. This is a class for smiling, so at least everybody's smiling today. And it's good for your coordination.
And I thought I was coordinated.
It's good, it's good for your brain.
Should we start with the right or the left hand?
You can start with whatever feels more comfortable for you. Yeah, if you want to mirror me, I know we usually don't mirror, but if it feels more comfortable to mirror me, mirror me. But yeah, I'm a righty, so I'm going to start with my right. So that's where I'm started, but you guys can start wherever you want. So let's try this again.
Yeah.
Mhm. Thigh, thigh, lift, lift. 1,
That was better.
thigh, thigh, lift, lift. We'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4. Now we got messed up. Let's do it again. Thigh, thigh, knee, knee. One more time. I was going to try to do it fast, but maybe not today. Good job. I do see everyone smiling, so that's nice. From here, we'll just do our ankles before we get up off our chairs. So if you're able to raise your feet up off the chair, if not, your heels can stay on the floor, and we'll just alternate flexion and extension just to get the movement into the ankle joints today. And coming to stillness, we'll roll out those ankles. Mine are going out. And then we'll roll them in the opposite direction. And then the soles of the feet come to the floor. And we'll come off the chairs for our chairs for a few poses. So continuing, we'll do just 10 blast-offs today. Okay? I know we were up to 15, but we'll do 10. So pretty much what we do is we come, this is a little less challenging to come up off your seat. This is more challenging. If you find that you can't get off of your chair, just imagine that you're pressing through your feet and you're working your thigh muscles. And just by doing that, you're strengthening your muscles in your calves and in your thighs. So that's where we're headed. We'll come up, when we come up to blast off, we'll come off the chair. So we'll start like this. We'll inhale to lengthen up through the spine. And as we exhale, we'll hinge forward, pressing through the feet for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and blast off. Good job.
Oh, we could have done more.
Well, we were up to 15, so we will, believe
We're
me.
getting ready for Thanksgiving, we gotta do stuff now. Afterwards, I'm not gonna get out of the chair, but.
So we'll come to stand behind our chairs. And coming behind our chairs to start, so you're maybe about a foot away from the back of your chair. And we'll start with a few rounds of cat-cow behind our chair. So actually, let's step back a little bit. It might be easier to do. So on an inhale, we'll open our heart space and arch that back. And on an exhale, we'll round that back. Gaze comes towards the navel. Inhale opens our heart space, opens the throat space. Exhale rounds the back. Let's just do a few more. Let's do one more round. And then we'll come back to that neutral spine, coming up towards our chair a little bit. We'll come into an upward facing dog. So from here, the palms are on the chair. We'll squeeze those shoulders together as we open our heart space. The gaze comes to where that wall and ceiling meet, maybe coming up onto the tippy toes. A nice long extension of the spine. And let's take a full breath cycle here. A nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. And then we'll softly lower those feet to the floor and just shake out those hips. And from here, we'll come into a downward facing dog. So you can leave your chairs right where they are and just stepping back from the back of the chair. Maybe your knees are bent here. Maybe they're straight. Maybe you like movement and you're pedaling out those feet, shimmying the hips a little bit. And just finding what feels good for you. Maybe you prefer stillness. And wherever you're at, just enjoying the stretch you're creating in the arms, in the shoulders, in the side body, and the hamstrings. And just taking a few breath cycles here. And let's take one more breath cycle here, taking your time. At the end of that exhale, bending those knees, the gaze comes towards the back of your chair and slowly walking back up towards the chair. Once those shoulders are in line with the hips, you can raise your head. And just taking a moment here to notice any sensations, maybe coming into our mountain pose with our palms facing straight out in front of us. Softening the gaze down, maybe closing your eyes entirely, and just taking a moment to notice. Maybe coming back to any intention or dedication you may have set for your practice today. Coming back to that intention of finding your inner smile. One more breath cycle here. And then softening the eyes open if you had chosen to close them. We'll come into our warrior one stance from here. So our feet are about hip distance, well, they're actually about as wide as your chair. Let's start by stepping our right foot back, left foot forward. So the soles of the feet are entirely on the floor here. Back leg is straight. Front knee is bent. So good, everybody looks good here. So from here, this is our stance for warrior one. If you're feeling steady, you can extend one arm to the sky, maybe the other arm up to the sky. We're tacking that left hip crease back so both hip points are facing towards the front of the chair. We'll take a full breath cycle here, a nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. And then those palms can come down to the chair. We can slide that back foot forward and then just shake things out again. We'll come into our warrior one on the opposite side. So we'll step that left foot back, right foot forward a little bit, bending into that right knee. Feet are hip distance apart here. Right hip crease is tacked back here. If you're feeling steady, we can raise one arm up, maybe the other arm up. And we'll take a full breath cycle wherever you're at. A nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. The end of that exhale, we'll bring the palm down towards the chair, step that back foot forward and just shake things out. And we're gonna go for a little balance here. So, can everyone see me? So we're gonna come into like a warrior three type balance. So starting almost like we were in warrior one. And then raising that back leg off the floor if you can. You might stay here, you might wanna challenge your balance and maybe one arm comes off, maybe the other arm comes off. So up to you, finding that focal point on the floor. Maybe it feels better with your arms like this, maybe wide, lots of variations. And the chair's always there for support. And when you've had enough, just shake things out, come on down, and try the other side. So let's extend that left leg back behind us, and then finding the focal point on the floor. Maybe one arm comes off, maybe the other arm comes off. You guys are doing very well. Very nice. And again, when you've had enough, just come on down and shake things out. That was really good, I'm impressed. And then let's just do our foot stretch before we come back to seated. We'll extend that right leg behind us, coming to the tops of the toes, the top of the foot a little bit of bend in that left knee, and getting a nice stretch in the top of the foot and the ankle. A few breath cycles here. And then sliding that foot in and coming to do some circles in one direction. So we had Travolta, now we got Elvis going. And then circle in the other direction. And then the sole of that foot comes to the floor. We extend that left leg back behind us. A little bend in that right knee, and a few breath cycles into the top of that foot. And then sliding that foot in and then circling things out in one direction. And circling things out in the opposite direction. And then we'll come back to seated. And we'll just do a little bit on our hips. We didn't do much with our hips today. So you can hold on to either side of the chair from here, and we'll open our knees wide. We'll inhale here, and as we exhale, we'll bring those knees together. Inhale opens, exhale closes. And just imagine you have resistance going on and you're pressing in both directions, really working those inner and outer muscles. Let's do 2 more. And then coming to stillness, we'll bring our hands to heart center, coming to a twist, a nice big inhale here to lengthen the spine, and the exhale twist to the right. Inhale comes back to center, exhale same twist to the right. Inhale to center, exhale twist to the right, staying here for a nice big inhale. Exhale opens those arms nice and big. Inhale brings it back to center. Exhale twist to the left. Inhale comes to center. Exhale twist to the left again. Inhale comes to center. Exhale twist to the left, staying there. Inhale opens those nice and big arms. Nice big exhale here. Inhale brings us back to center. And we'll come to our guided meditation from here. So we'll take that mudra again, the Hansi Mudra. So curling in those first 3 fingers, they touch the tips of the thumb, and the pinky fingers extended out. And that's held softly on the back of your thighs. As you begin to sit up nice and tall, lengthening up the spine, and softening the gaze down towards the floor, maybe closing your eyes entirely. And as you're holding the Hansi Mudra, take several natural breaths, tuning in to all of the feelings and sensations that might be awakened by this gesture. Notice how your breath is gently directed into your upper chest, the neck, head, naturally instilling a sense of joy and happiness. As joy and happiness permeate your being, a soft smile spreads across your face naturally. And take several breaths to allow this smile to gradually infuse your entire being from the crown of your head to the bottom of your feet. And as you sense your entire being smiling radiantly, all of your essential positive qualities are awakened naturally. Begin by awakening the quality of joyfulness, taking several breaths to sense uplifting energy spreading throughout your being. A feeling that every moment of life is worth living fully and completely. As joyfulness permeates your being, you naturally awaken the quality of appreciation of beauty, experiencing awe and wonder in everything you see, especially in the small details of daily living. Living joyfully and with appreciation of beauty, you naturally awaken the quality of communion, a sense of oneness with all beings that allows you to live with inner and outer harmony. As you integrate joy, appreciation, and communion, you naturally awaken to your inherent wholeness, a knowing that you are absolutely complete, and nothing can be added or subtracted from your essential being. Aligned with your inherent wholeness, you turn inward naturally to rest in the silence of your true being, awakening the wisdom that guides you at each step of your journey. Within this space of sacred silence, you naturally experience your essential bliss, taking several breaths to bathe in your inherent radiance. You may slowly release the mudra and take several breaths, noticing any and all sensations, noticing your blissful essence. And from here, we'll have our final Shavasana and relaxation, welcoming you to lean back on your seat, maybe extending your legs, and finding a shape that you can be fully comfortable in, and fully relaxed in, and fully at ease in. And feeling the whole body settle. Feeling the whole body relax, feeling that sense of peacefulness, that sense of ease, that inner stillness, as we settle in for a few moments of final silent meditation. and begin to awaken your breath. The breath that fills your body with life, with energy. And as the breath washes through, it begins to re-enliven the physical body, beginning to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, and maybe circling out the wrists and the ankles, and softly moving the head gently from side to side. Maybe reaching arms overhead, extending legs out for a full body stretch, taking any other movement that might be calling to you in this moment. And then making your way back to your seated mountain pose. And the hands can come to heart center and Hansi Mudra, softly bowing your head towards your own heart. And taking a moment to thank yourself for coming to this practice today. Taking a moment to revisit any intention or dedication you may have set for your practice. Coming back to the intention of honoring your inner smile, and with so much gratitude for the physical bodies that serve us so well, and for the breath that fills the body with life, and for that light that shines in you and in me. And the head comes to neutral. We'll close the practice with the sound of one Om, inhaling to prepare. Om. And I thank you all so very much for sharing this practice with me today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
You're welcome.